Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
I'm
Say
Lauren
hi,
Mecca
guys.
from Hatch. I head up our customer success teams, and I probably work individually with some of you in the audience. And joining me are Margaret and Lauren, and I'll let them introduce themselves next.
I am Lauren Notar. I've been at the company for almost 3 years, and I am now a customer success manager. And I've probably been working with a bunch of you for a long time as well. So thanks for joining us.
And I am Margaret Wright, also a customer success manager, but have been with the company for about 3 weeks. Still have worked with several of you and looking forward to continuing these partnerships.
And Margaret, of course, has lots of industry expertise because in her family is a home improvement business.
It's true.
So
It's true.
She's helping us all get up to speed. Those of us who have never worked in home improvement before. Let me just check out the comments. All right. So the idea of today's session is that we have maybe 8 to 10 minutes of updates of best practices, general Hatch features and functionality to cover with you first. My goal there is to just start building awareness of all of the different really creative ways people are using our platform, as well as some very innovative high-tech solutions that we've built into the platform. We have matured far beyond Rehash in our 3 or 4 years of doing this. And so this is kind of the start of a really exciting period to be working with Hatch. And I know I don't want to be deaf to the times. I know that there is a pandemic happening and shutdowns and relief from Congress that might be impacting all of your businesses. We are absolutely here to answer any questions about how to use Hatch, how to engage with your customers during that time. But I wanted to also kind of think about the future and think about business as usual, because we will get back to that sooner than we think. And then there's a live Q&A that we will have access to during the talk and after it. And please send your thoughts, send your questions our way. You'll be able to see each other's conversation as well. So my hope is that customers get to know each other through this process and we get to know you a little bit better. All right, so if you have any questions, just type them into the live chat. And this is the first of weekly series. So come join us, make it your lunch break or your breakfast break on Wednesdays. And now I'm going to jump into the presentation today. I've called it Hatch, More Than Rehash. So you'll start to see slides shortly. Okay, Lauren, Margaret, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, great. What you're going to start hearing from us, those of you, as we work with you one-on-one, is we're going to be talking about your work with Hatch in terms of your roadmap or your kind of maturity with Hatch. And that is because we have made so many enhancements, as I said, and we're also learning from the market and learning from other industries and learning from best practices, different, really innovative ways to engage your customers through the automation that Hatch has enabled. Now, the first thing that many of our customers do with Hatch is over here, the cancels and the demo no sales. But you'll see that those add up to a pretty small portion of your database. And Hatch can actually touch on every single step of your buyer journey, meaning every single segment of your CRM. So we want to help our customers explore new ways of doing campaigns in Hatch. And each one of those comes with its own norms and best practices. And I'll get into some of those as well for the first 2 use cases. So we'll start with some of the best practices around Rehash based on data that we've collected from hundreds of our customers across the country doing Rehash in their markets. And then I'll dive into new lead engagement. This is a really important one because we have a unique ability to instantly engage with your leads directly from their sources. So before they even get into your CRM, in some cases, Hatch can send text messages, emails, voicemails. And we want to educate a little bit on that as well today. The rest of the use cases I think we'll cover in different sessions like this over time. I just didn't want to talk for 50 minutes. There's a lot of detail, a lot of best practices, a lot of thought going into how each one of these is best done in Hatch. So I wanted to start slow. Any questions that I should be aware of? I can't see the live stream right now.
Not
yet. Okay, good. Keep them coming though. Let's make this a two-way conversation. Okay, so Rehash, I think everybody in the industry knows what Rehash is. I think of it as the low-hanging fruit strategy. Even though Hatch can do so much more, Rehash is where we have our customers start because you see a big bang for your buck. Your time investment really pays off because these leads are very ripe for closing. Now, how do we define Rehash? What is Rehash done right? The important thing is being the first to get to the customer after the quote. So you want to start Rehash definitely within 2 days, and Hatch can help you do that with these automated touch points. You want a high engagement rate. You want to be sure that your messages are being delivered, your touch points are really effective. And we see that most with texting. That is always delivered as long as the phone is a mobile one. Hatch gets the message to the customer, and the response rate is out of this world for texting. So I'll get into a little more specifics on that. But these are reasons why Hatch is uniquely positioned to do Rehash really well for your business. Third, use these automated touch points to really understand your customers better. Where are their heads? What is the objection? And specifically right now, we are changing the verbiage in a lot of people's Rehash campaigns to try and understand, have you not bought yet because you are concerned about safety or the shutdown? You don't know what's even possible with your project right now, or is it more of an economic concern? And you might even route those objections to different people in your business and have different strategies for each. So this is the type of really deep strategic thought that we're bringing to Rehash right now that you won't find from your CRM or without any automation at all. Finally, visibility and accountability is really important for Rehash and recovery business. This is because reps have run an appointment, and a lot of times sales managers, GMs, owners don't know really why they didn't close. So there are ways to configure your Rehash campaigns in Hatch so that those stakeholders, the leadership in your company, get reporting insights on trends and patterns, or one by one, conversation by conversation insight on exactly what Rehash conversations are doing.
Hey, we got a question.
Great.
So the question is, why is 48 hours the line in the sand for Rehash? And to answer it, it's not a line in the sand. It's just a recommendation based on data that we have collected.
Yeah, I have a chart actually to demonstrate that. I think that is the perfect question because we have data, and I will pull it up. Now I'm going to share again. Am I sharing? Oh, no. Okay. Sorry. First time using this tool. It's pretty cool, though. Yes. Okay. Are you seeing this chart, Margaret and Lauren? Okay, good.
Yep, we've got it.
So this is from data that we've collected, again, across our customer base over time to show how Rehash converts when it happens day 1, day 2, day 3, and beyond. And you'll see the biggest drop-off is past day 3. So we have some customers doing 72-hour Rehash, but we really try to optimize. 24-hour is a little tough, just making sure the system is updated. So that's why we kind of land on the 48-hour practice, but you don't want to wait 4 days. You definitely don't want to wait a week or two.
Nope.
All right, I'll go back to where I was. Keep the questions coming. I love knowing that you're out there listening and finding value from this information. So, all right, these are kind of our 4 principles around Rehash and how we know that it's going well. A+ Rehash looks like a 10-minute average response time. We have some customers keeping that very low, like 2 minutes, using things like our mobile notifications. You can reply right from your text messaging app on your phone. So that certainly helps. And we're seeing more and more customers adopt that because when you're away from your computer, you can still keep that response time down. The engagement rate should be 80% or higher. And this is a great benchmark to use for Rehash, but for each strategy, we're finding the engagement rate is slightly different or sometimes very different. If you're nurturing dead leads from 3 years ago, your engagement rate won't be anywhere near 80%. But for Rehash, you really do want to see it 80% or higher because these are people who you've just met with. So if we see it dipping below 80%, that's where we'll rework verbiage, come with some recommendations, like make the message more personal, maybe reference the rep's name to trigger that familiarity in the customer. So that's another metric we can look at. A third way that you can optimize Rehash is by mastering objection handling. We see 3 flavors of conversations that come in through Rehash. And this is another great thing of having them be in text rather than on the phone because you have all of this documented in the customer's words. The 3 objections are financial, pricing, timing, or challenge with the rep, communicating or discomfort for some reason. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And that's really important feedback for the business and coaching for the rep. Each of these types of conversations might be handled certainly with different strategies in mind, but what we're finding is actually with different people in mind. The financial objections often go to sales leadership. Sales management has the power to extend a discount or come up with a new financing plan. Certainly a showroom assistant or an office admin or sometimes a Rehash rep doesn't even have that kind of influence. Timing objections, I think that is, if handled delicately, can still close and you can have a lot of success there. Those typically go back to the original rep. They've built the relationship and you want to kind of continue growing trust and making sure that the people understand that you're very well equipped to deliver on their project. So this is where having your rep access conversations in Hatch and get those text notifications can really help triage those conversations and turn them into sales. And then the third is when there's some feedback about the rep, either miscommunication or lack of communication, the sales manager can reassign that lead with that knowledge in mind. So this is where Rehash is becoming more of a team effort, and we're seeing a bump in productivity, a bump in sales results when it's implemented this way. Are there any more questions?
We did get one.
Yes.
Great. Oh, looky there. It popped up on the screen.
I don't see it.
So Gina is asking, what options are there for reporting? Are there any exporting features? I would love to talk about this one because I love data.
Mm-hmm.
But Lauren, you might want to share your screen. So Gina, yes, you can absolutely report on your campaigns and see what's going on. So from your Hatch board, you'll go into the reporting section. So Lauren's going to hop in. Are you going to hop in?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Lauren's going to hop in and show you. We are working on updating the reporting capabilities. So there may be some limitations that you see now that are currently being worked on. We're really excited about that. But when you hop into reporting, you can update your date filters based on a year, a month, and from there,
right there.
Are you in there?
One moment.
I'll wait, Gina. so you can see what's going
Yeah,
on.
I want to illustrate it. It's just getting to our demo account. So here I come. Share. You see it?
We do. So as you can see, here's a dashboard, and it's going to show you a high-level view of what's going on. But if you scroll down, you can actually jump into each of your campaigns and view a report from there. So if you want to look at the report this way, you can absolutely do so. If you want to export the report, you're going to scroll back up to the top. And we have an export feature right here. So I hope that helps answer your question, Gina. And we are all available to help you go through it live if you need us to. Cool. Thank you, Lauren.
Great. All right, so we spent some time on Rehash, and I think what we're finding with a lot of our customers is kind of expanding who in the organization is in Hatch working those conversations is really paying off. So you'll probably hear from us on some of these points that we've covered. I want to go back to the first slide to revisit the slices of the pie. So we've just covered kind of the two flavors, that green and yellow. Those are forms of rehash, either canceled appointments or demo maybes, demo no sales. What I'm going to do next is start from the beginning of the buyer journey, because every single one of us is looking for new leads all the time from a variety of sources. And it can be really complicated, engaging them with consistency and certainly with speed. So this is our next step in your journey with Hatch. And I want to talk about engaging your new leads. Instant lead engagement is the ability to instantly launch a new lead from any lead source into a Hatch campaign. So this means it's not just one confirmation email like you might see in some CRMs, but a mix of channels and multiple touches that are automated unless somebody responds and engages with you one-on-one. We can instantly engage leads from forms, and this can be events or on your website, any sort of forms that you're using across the web to capture names. We can engage those people. You just need to ask for email address and mobile number. And also from lead sources such as Home Advisor, Modernize, or digital campaigns, Facebook, Instagram. Imagine this playing out for all of your customers as soon as they kind of hear of you and submit their information. So you'll see this is a text message. In the gray is the outbound sent immediately through Hatch. You can have several of these scheduled out to automatically be delivered. But remember, the way that Hatch's campaigns works is as soon as somebody replies, it will convert to a one-on-one conversation there in the Hatch board. And you can do this right from your phone as if you're texting, someone in your contacts. So this is how we see a lot of these conversations playing out, particularly when we're talking about leads from aggregators and sources like Modernize and Home Advisor and Quinn Street. Speed to lead is critical because those leads are going to multiple potential companies. And the first one who reaches back out to the customer is often the company who gets the project. So it's exciting stuff. Now, this screen may or may not be familiar to you. We have put a lot of effort into making campaigns very easy to configure in Hatch and very user-friendly. So where in the past, we would be creating and configuring and editing campaigns for you, we're seeing more and more of our customers do this themselves because it's that easy. You simply put a text message touch point on day one. We often suggest that you open with a text message because it does have the best deliverability, the best response rate. And then you can simply type in your preferred language. This can vary by lead source. You can have one campaign per lead source based on what you know about the leads coming in from that source. And this is a typical, campaign cadence. You can space out the days however you'd like, but we do suggest using at least two channels, text and email, and soon you'll be able to drop voicemails in at some point in the campaign as well. Any questions coming through?
We do. Oh, one just popped up. Can you show how this would work via Facebook?
With Facebook, I can't demonstrate it right now, but think of it as very similar to a form. When somebody clicks a Facebook ad, they're often asked to submit information and enter your CRM. And so it would work a lot like any of the other forms. Now, what Hatch can do that CRMs can't, or many other systems cannot, is we can connect directly with that form so that instantly Hatch captures that lead's information and responds with automated text message. And then they're in the campaign and will continue to receive messaging until, again, they reply. So I think next time I'd like to bring kind of a visual to walk you through what that looks like and how to set it up. But hopefully my description helped.
Awesome. And hi, Anton. Hopefully that helped.
Okay, so this campaign screen is a common kind of cadence for these new leads. You want to, while you're fresh in their mind, definitely front load the touch points with a mix of channels and messaging that are specifically targeted to that lead source. How do you measure the success of instant lead engagement? You can use the reporting screen that Margaret was talking about that I was showing. I'll pop back over there. I want to look here. To get a general sense of this is just a test, so we don't have much data. Here's how you navigate time. No, we don't have much data. Let's find one with data, because this is an important question. How do you get a sense of how effective these campaigns are? All right, here's some data. With any campaign-specific report, you can scroll through the responses. Oh, again, sorry, low on data. I'll have to find a more heavily used demo board next time. But if you toggle over to responses within the reports, you'll be able to get a quick read on whether, are people using a lot of exclamation points? Are they getting back to you with questions? So that would be the first step of kind of gauging how are responses to these campaigns. And then, of course, you can always dig deeper by clicking into the individual conversations as they're happening. So are customers responding with, yes, I want an appointment? Probably for most of your leads, that would be how you want to convert them. First of all, by capturing their information and then getting them a demo or an appointment. What is your lead to appointment conversion rate? And is it improving? Which lead sources are performing the best? That is one reason why having one campaign per lead source can be really powerful to collect that kind of insight, because a lot of us are paying for our leads and you want to know the general quality. And then you can use reporting and just poking around the board and building your awareness of these conversations to continue optimizing. So that's what I wanted to cover on new/instant lead engagement. Are there any more questions coming through on that topic?
We had a topic on reporting. We had a question on reporting.
Okay.
So Gina was asking about back to reports. The data report is showing JOSN extension. How can these be opened with Windows apps?
Oh, the export?
Mm-hmm.
I will have to pass that over to our technical support team after the call.
Ask them.
So Gina, let us get back to you on that.
Writing this down.
Yeah. Do you have the information you need, Lauren, or do we need to clarify?
I think I can ask because we're on Mac. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Gina.
I want to ask Gina a real quick question. Gina, so when you go to export, do you only have the option to export via the JSON, or do you have the a spreadsheet option as well? So you can export data or export spreadsheet. You want to export your spreadsheet. I had to pull it up and look. That's why there was a delay for me.
Yeah, and
or one of us can always touch base with you after the call if
absolutely
that's preferred.
Yeah, but that would be the key. The reporting should be available to everybody in a spreadsheet form, and you can open that whether you're on a Mac or a PC.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions?
Let's see. Oh, yes. Okay, Gina, I see what you're saying. So you have the option to export Excel, but it's not showing the conversations right.
Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll fix that.
Yes.
Okay, great. Matt from Hatch, do you have any other questions coming in?
I'm not seeing anything at this point. I do think a couple of questions that we got before we launched this would be just some best practices of what you think customers are doing right now, what you're seeing success with in the field right now, and from your perspective.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that we're seeing a lot of our customers do is campaigns targeting past customers to cross-sell. So many home improvement businesses, as Margaret knows, as her family business does multiple things for multiple types of properties. So especially during that kind of time of social distancing, it's changing up a lot of how we're operating. It's nice in a way to hear from and to be in touch with a familiar person or business. So instead of casting a really wide net right now in your nurture strategies, we're repositioning messaging to target past customers or partial ones and incentivize the booking of your next project now, whether it's an update on the same product you have already bought from that company, or in many cases, we're seeing cross-selling, promoting the other products that you might offer your customers who, for example, bought Windows in the past. That way, it's a message coming from a trusted voice, and it is a way to kind of keep in touch during this time and actually extend. Some people are extending never before seen discounts to incentivize projects in this climate, and that is working really well for our customers. Anything else, Margaret, Lauren?
I know virtual appointments are working really well. A lot of people are using Zoom or whereby.com. I took a bunch of screenshots because I got so excited that the verbiage has been working really well for everybody. And day by day, people are implementing that into their businesses. So if you need any help with what to use, if you haven't gotten it started yet, customers are loving it. They don't have to leave their home. You don't have to leave your home. Everybody's happy and still able to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me know.
I want to hear from the audience what topics you'd like us to cover next week.
Yes.
So maybe I put you guys on the spot, but chime in or email us afterwards, because I think today we started pretty general just to see what stuck. And we have, some exciting new stuff with instant lead engagement that we want to get the word out. But we could do really focused sessions too, where we dive very deep on reporting. For example, it sounds like that was of interest. So give us some ideas and we'll come prepared next week to cover them.
Yes.
Sound good? I see a new comment.
Someone saying hello. Hi, Sarah.
Sarah joined from our product team. Sarah, we're about to wrap up because we got through today's content. But
someone said,
I did actually just see a great question. Jeff, hi. Just in the nick of time. I was giving up on you guys.
I know.
Jeff, yes, you can target a campaign to a specific incoming lead source using our new lead engagement and the webhooks.
Was there one you were thinking of? A specific one? He got his answer. And he might be gone. But that's okay.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap up today's little lunch and learn or breakfast and learn, depending on what coast you're on. So stay tuned. We will send out an email for next week's that will have an agenda. Come prepared with questions and keep it coming. This was really fun. And I look forward to talking to all of you guys some more in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye. Stay well.
Bye.